Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold.
Sophie Cunningham landed in Indiana and wasted no time showing the crowd the kind of fire she brings to the court. This wasn't your typical player debut, it was a message. And let's just say, someone over in Las Vegas might be glancing nervously at her own merchandise numbers right about now.
Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
When Sophie grabbed the mic at her press conference, she instantly set the vibe. She didn't hold back, bold, passionate, and fiercely loyal to her squad. Fever fans have been hungry for that spark, and Sophie brought it without missing a beat. No filters, no fear, just straight up fearless energy.
And I think that just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself. And so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself, but I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
Right after delivering those fearless words, Sophie struck a pose with her fresh Indiana Fever jersey, proudly showing off the number 8. You could feel the buzz ripple through the fan base. As soon as that photo hit social media, the comments exploded. Fans were already clamoring to find out where they could snag her jersey.
Not long after I put it up, I was going through the comments and I noticed someone commented saying, I'm going to get one of those jerseys. Sophie Cunningham, yes, I'm getting that jersey. But the commenter said, I can't get a jersey. These jerseys are gone. These jerseys are about sold out. Can't get one. And I was thinking, wow.
That's when things really took off. Just hours after the press conference, social media lit up with fans all echoing the same frustration. Sophie Cunningham's jersey was already gone, completely sold out. And here's the kicker. She hadn't even hit the court yet. No game time, not even her first full practice. Still, her jersey disappeared quicker than a Caitlin Clark deep three.
Just showed up in Indiana, just had her press conference, just got in the gym already. I know she got in the gym with Keith Porter, knocking down shots, working on stuff. The jersey that you just saw her highlighting, got my jersey, finally here. Good luck.
And get this, everything unfolded right after Sophie wrapped up her very first gym session with Keith Porter. She was still cooling down from her initial fever workout, barely catching her breath, when fans had already cleared out every single Cunningham jersey available. That's next level wild. Meanwhile, across the country, you can't help but imagine A'ja Wilson watching all of this unfold and thinking, wait, who just sold out their jerseys before even playing a game? You know she had to be scrolling through social media, seeing the hype, and maybe feeling a bit uneasy. I mean, she's the reigning MVP, yet here's Sophie Cunningham stepping into the Fever locker room and instantly claiming the title of top-selling jersey. That's gotta sting just a little.
Look, I went this morning, I said, let me go see for myself what's up with the sale of the jersey, just because I had seen that comment. So I came on over to the team store. You can get Pacers gear, Fever gear. So here is Sophie Cunningham's jersey. It's the front of the jersey.
Let's be honest, Fever fans are all about Sophie because she brings that unapologetically raw energy that Indiana thrives on. She didn't just talk the talk about supporting her teammates, she walked the walk. And Fever Nation, they felt that fire instantly. The response was wild. Every last Cunningham jersey was gone in the blink of an eye. The Indiana Fever's merchandise team got hit with a wave of demand they never saw coming. Fans flooded the team's online store in droves, and the result? Total chaos. Sophie Cunningham's jersey sold out faster than nearly any other WNBA player in history, all before she'd even stepped on the court for Indiana.
We're here. adult Indiana Fever number 8 Sophie Cunningham Rebel Swingman jersey in red by Nike, $130. Okay, so look at this. There's a size extra small available. Needless to say, that one ain't for me. So this is, look at the rest of these. If you want a small, here's the sign. Here it is right here. Sold out.
Take a moment to really think about that. This isn't a veteran star, a longtime franchise player, or even a former MVP. This is a freshly acquired role player, and yet her jersey sales shot through the roof like she was already the face of the league. The Fever's merchandise team? Totally blindsided. They're probably scrambling behind the scenes, racing against the clock to restock before the season kicks off. But just how intense is this sellout situation? Let's take a closer look at what's going down at the Indiana Fever's official store.
Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out. The only thing that you can get is an extra small, and it still says low stock, one item left. One item.
I checked the site myself, expecting to find at least a few sizes still available. Nope. Every single size medium, large, extra large, double extra large gone. It was as if they'd never been there at all. The only thing left, one lone extra small jersey, and even that had a warning flashing. Low stock, only one left. If you didn't act fast, you were out of luck.
Cunningham just showed up in Indy, hasn't played a game yet, and that commenter wasn't lying. If you're extra small, I guess you can grab up that one left. That's wild. I guess the message has been sent. The organization is going to have to make sure they have plenty in.
Meanwhile, just for fun, I decided to check out Asia Wilson's jerseys. And let's just say there was no shortage of options. Large, medium, small, take your pick. No flashing low stock warnings, just rows and rows of Asia jerseys sitting there, waiting for someone to snag them. But Sophie, gone faster than pizza at a Super Bowl party.
This, by the way, is driving Asia Wilson fans nuts. They're furious that this is happening on the same day. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, don't they realize the impact of Asia Wilson, blah, blah. What impact? Stop it.
The Fever's merchandise team is officially in full-on panic mode. They never anticipated this level of demand for Cunningham, and now they're scrambling to restock before the team's first game. Let's be honest, this kind of sellout frenzy typically happens for generational superstars or top draft picks, not for players acquired through trades. But this situation shows something much bigger. Fever fans aren't just jumping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon.
Now, I gotta say this because I've said this before, and this is yet another example. Indiana Fever fans. I'm not talking about the people they've been made out to be by people out there, by media, by WNBA players and coaches. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real Indiana Fever fans. Don't just talk the talk. They walk the.
For years, critics have tried to push the idea that Indiana's fan base only cares about Caitlin Clark, and that they wouldn't pay attention to the rest of the roster. Well, this jersey sellout completely shattered that narrative. Fever fans aren't just here to cheer on Caitlin, they're all in for the whole team. They're backing it up with their wallets, showing the league what real fan loyalty looks like, and the rest of the WNBA is getting a front row seat to that. Lesson?
They buy merch, basketballs, Caitlin Clark basketball. They're begging to buy Caitlin Clark's Nike shoe when that shows up. They're buying jerseys.
You can bet Asia Wilson's keeping a close eye on this, probably side-eyeing her unsold jerseys, wondering what just went down. She might even hold a press conference tomorrow announcing that her jerseys are flying off the shelves too.
Got sweatshirts, t-shirts, different things. They're buyers. I'm not saying that no other fans are buying stuff because obviously people are wearing stuff in stands. but it is Indiana Fever.
Remember when she revealed that Unrivaled invited her and offered a better salary just a day after Caitlin Clark declined their proposal? That was a pretty interesting move.
We all know Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to A'ja Wilson is claiming they offered A'ja Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in this league.
Oh, and how about when she seemingly leaked her speaking fee or the whole college jersey retirement drama? The jealousy surrounding it all was unreal.
You see how many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention economics at play, Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing. Nobody outside of A'ja herself cares about whether A'ja shows up. That's crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to A'ja Wilson decided to answer anyway.
The support from Indiana Fever fans goes beyond just words. They're proving their commitment by backing it up financially, and it's changing the entire landscape of the franchise. While other fan bases are busy with online arguments or justifying low attendance, Fever supporters are out here setting new records with their merchandise sales.
Town, right? Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream. They not like us, Renee. Those who say it's not about Caitlin, I'm not saying again that no other fans are buying stuff. That's obviously not true. But you cannot, just like you can't compare other players to Caitlin Clark and the effect she has, you cannot compare other fans.
It's not just about showing love for Caitlin Clark. It's about supporting every player who puts on that Fever jersey, no matter how long they've been part of the team. That's the difference with Indiana's fan base. Renee Montgomery from the Atlanta Dream hit the nail on the head when she said Fever fans don't just talk about their team, they truly invest in them.
Fandom, Indiana Fever fandom, who go out and put their money where their mouth is, not just hanging out trolling on social media. You're gonna have the troll, obviously, but fans are buying tickets, which is why things have to change when Indiana.
Sophie Cunningham hasn't even set foot on the court for Indiana yet, and she's already being treated like a star. In most places, role players sell a few jerseys once they've earned their spot. But in Indiana, Fever fans are going all in right from the start. This level of excitement is sending shockwaves through the entire league.
Indiana Fever fans. That to me is Exhibit A. Sophie Cunningham barely steps foot in the field house, y'all. Jersey, one left in extra small. Everything else sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Whether you skinny, whether you fat, sold out. Equal opportunity, sold.
This goes beyond just a few jerseys flying off the shelves. Indiana's fan loyalty is transforming the Fever into a top-tier franchise, a true destination. Players across the WNBA are noticing. If you had the choice to play in front of empty arenas with zero energy or join a team where the fans embrace you, buying out your jersey before you've even stepped on the court, where would you go? Indiana is making itself the place to be, and other teams are scrambling to keep up. Now we're in the middle of a full-blown merchandise crisis. Fever fans are desperate to get their hands on anything with that iconic Indiana logo, and the supply chain is struggling to keep up. Jerseys are gone, hats are selling out, and don't even get me started on the Caitlin Clark shoe frenzy.
I just want to point that out. As an Indiana Fever fan, I mean, there are people who are willing to pay all kinds of money to get tickets. There are people who are buying merch off, like flying off the shelves, basketball, all kinds of stuff. And they're begging to buy that shoe. That's why I said, Nike, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not into the contract or anything like that. They got something, whatever their agreement is, that's their agreement. I'm saying, though, when that shoe shows up, they better prepare and be ready.
Nike is missing a golden opportunity to capitalize on what could be the largest WNBA merchandise release ever. Caitlin Clark's signature shoes are nowhere to be found. No release date, no updates, nothing. Meanwhile, fans are practically throwing their credit cards at the screen, desperate to get their hands on them. If Sophie's jersey sold out in hours, Clark's shoes will be gone in seconds. So, what's Nike waiting for? The Fever are quickly becoming a merchandise powerhouse, and the only thing holding them back right now is the lack of supply. If the WNBA and Nike don't act fast, they're going to miss out on the biggest business opportunity the league has ever seen.
She had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season, it truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlin Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed up for.
Indiana Fever fans aren't just making noise, they're backing their loyalty with their wallets. Yet, Nike and the Fever organization are dropping the ball. Every day that merchandise stays out of stock is another massive missed opportunity, another day of lost revenue that the team will never recover.
Remember, fans are for real Indiana Fever fans, and they buy tickets, they sell out arenas, home and away, they buy merch.
Sophie Cunningham, a role player, sold out her jersey before even playing for Indiana. This should have raised huge alarms at Nike. If Sophie's jersey can't stay in stock, imagine the demand when Caitlin Clark's signature shoes drop. Instead of capitalizing on this, Nike's slow production is limiting the Fever's growth. Fans are eager to buy, but there's nothing to buy. This is a dream scenario for any business, yet no inventory is available. If Nike and the Fever don't ramp up production, they're not just losing money, they're hurting the team's momentum. They need to flood the market with gear and release those shoes, or else they'll keep losing potential revenue and frustrating fans.
Because Indiana Fever fans support, not just by running their mouth or running their fingers, they actually do something. And those who may not be able to afford it, they want to do something. And so this is just me saying, way to go, Fever fans. And we love, listen, remember how it was like nobody wants to go play in Indiana, nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark, those fans. And we came to find out when free agency showed up, everybody wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Indiana Fever and play with Caitlin Clark, and when they got here started praising the fans.
But let's take a moment to really appreciate what's happening here. This isn't just about selling jerseys, this is about Fever fans changing the game. Renee Montgomery hit the nail on the head when she said Fever fans aren't like any other WNBA supporters. They don't just cheer from the sidelines, they invest in their team. They're setting a new standard for what women's basketball fandom should look like, and forcing the entire league to take notice. Fever fans aren't just witnessing history, they're making it. They're showing that a WNBA team can be just as marketable and profitable as any men's team, as long as the right pieces are in place. This isn't just a fan base, it's a movement that's reshaping support in women's sports. If other teams aren't paying attention, they're going to get left behind, just like A'ja Wilson. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.